3, 2, 1. Hey, what is up guys? It's Excuse Me, I'm Jack, and welcome back to our Jurassic Park tutorial series. So, this is the 5th episode, I believe. We did a lot so far, but there is still a lot more to do. This episode, we're going to be working on the mountain ridge behind the Gallimimus Valley, and we're going to be working on the operations area, just to take a little break from creating enclosures. So, just before this video starts, I just wanted to say that this tutorial series has no DLC and no mods, and there is a download to the fence layout, but if you guys don't have the ability to download save files and put them onto your computer, aka using consoles, then check out Evolution Score's video. Great video. It took a while for me to actually create this layout. I made it easier for the people that are on PC. I'm sorry that I can't really do anything for the console people, but that's just how it is. Anyways, guys, if you guys haven't seen any of the other episodes, let's go through a little tour real quick. So the first episode, what we did was we created our visitor center with our raptor paddock, our bunker, our tour beginning, and our Jurassic Park gate. Okay, we also did our pathway that the Jurassic Park jeeps go down to the first enclosure. In the second episode, what we did was we created our Brachiosaurus enclosure without the Brachiosaurus and the Parasaurolophus, but you know, this scene where they just eat from the trees and everything. So yeah. And then the third episode, what we did was we created our park tour layout. So, you know, the tour that just goes through the entire park. There are multiple roads in the map, and you can see why I chose to go with this specific layout instead of some of the other ones. And then episode 4 was our Dilophosaurus Enclosure, where we have our iconic Dilophosaurus, sign, where the Jurassic Park tour vehicles just, pass from behind with just, the fence in the background with some mild vegetation, as you can see right now. But yeah, so this episode, what I said we were going to do was we were going to create our mountain range. This is going to be somewhat of an interesting take on this. We're going to mess with the map a little bit because I feel like the area that we're making this in is not ideal. And I know if you guys want to make an accurate park, then go ahead, keep how it is now, keep how the enclosures look now. But what I said was, what I wanted to do was that I wanted to create an accurate but functional park. And this kind of provides no functionality, but it just provides better like views, I guess. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get rid of this enclosure. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this out all the way to right there. So basically cut the enclosure in half from this point all the way down to this point. And then from there, what I'm going to do is I am going to delete this fence. Okay, so it does kind of mess with how it looks, but that is okay. What I'm going to do here instead, though, is I am going to create a mountain. Okay, so the mountain we're going to create is that one near Gallimimus Valley. So, it's the one that we created before. It's the one that, we've seen in the Jurassic Park and the Jurassic World film. But, yeah. So what we maybe want to do is we want to get rid of these trees so far. So just, rid of that, rid of that. Great. and I don't actually know the particular location of these mountains, so I'm taking a guess here. I apologize if I'm wrong, but this is just how I'm gonna do it. But yeah. Anyways, so I believe right here we have another enclosure. I believe it's the Dilophosaurus Enclosure, another Dilophosaurus Enclosure. What I might do there is I don't know if I really want to put another Dilophosaurus Enclosure. I mean, I can, but I really don't know if I want to. Yeah, that's another Dilophosaurus Enclosure. I mean, that could be the bigger one. I'm just gonna take a guess that the mountain range is actually right here, because on the map you can see this kind of like dark outline. I mean, there is also a dark outline over here, but you know, I can't really do one mountain range right there. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to wait, hold up a second. Oh. Okay, you know what? Actually, I'm not gonna get rid of this enclosure. On the map, the mountains are actually within the Velociraptor enclosure somehow. So what I'm going to do is actually no, I am gonna get rid of that enclosure. I'm just gonna connect it to it again, because spacing is gonna be an issue with the fences. All right, so cool. So we can create our mountains right here actually. So you wanna make these mountains as tall as possible, but not that like wide. So we can do it right here. Because we still want some space right here, because this is where they see the T-Rex and the Gallimimus. I know this is gonna be somewhat small compared to everything else. I apologize for that. I would use these mountains, you know, around. But there's actually not a mountain range that looks like the one. If I had to say something, it would probably have to be like somewhere back here. But unfortunately, we can't do that. Okay, so we're just gonna have to settle with the mountains being right here. And I'm okay with the mountain range actually kind of going into the T-Rex enclosure, because the T-Rex enclosure is kind of huge. So I'm okay with having our little excess area over here, just as long as this area right here is taller, and as long as we can't see that fence from back here. Okay. Then we can smooth out the back side of the mountain. I don't really want to smooth out the front side of the mountain. I feel like that can cause some issues later on. Okay. They want to take our radius thing, and we kind of want to create some divots in the side, because on the picture of the Gallimimus Valley, you can see that there are some like huge divots within it. So I kind of want to create that. But also flatten the top of this to create more space if we want to increase the size. So like if we want to do it again, you have kind of more space to hide the fence. Okay. Cool. And we can get rid of some of these trees. as long as it's not too much. Because we don't want like areas right here. I mean, from the ground, honestly, if we are in our vehicles, we do have these tall grass, which is actually pretty nice. But we still want to have some like trees kind of covering the area, so you can't really see into this side of the enclosure. Yeah, that works. Probably do something right there. Cool. Again, very limited on space. It's yeah, a big thing. Okay. Then what we want to do is we want to add our trees right here so we can't see the fence going up on top of it. And then we can do that right there as well. We just want to like hide the fact that there is a fence there. I mean, from an angle you can't even see the fence, but still we just want to hide that there is a fence there. Okay, then right here what we can do is we can just completely hide the fence on this side. Right here it doesn't even matter if there's if you can see the fence or not. Right here we want to hide the fence as well though. Okay, and instead of having trees up here, what I'm probably gonna do is you can see that there's like some type of vegetation on top. So do I want to use shrubs? The shrubs kind of just hang off. I don't know how I feel about that. Is there any better plant? Okay, let's not use that one. Not use that one. Okay, I think we might just use the shrubs. Okay. So what we're going to do with these shrubs, we're going to put them on the top of the mountain. Because it does kind of look like they're smaller trees. Because, you know, I don't know. We can't really scale it correctly. It kind of sucks. Unless we, like, take up this part of the 2X enclosure. I don't really know what I want to do with that, though. Okay. Anyways, we want to create our rocks. So we are going to first lay down our base. So it's going to just be this. And you can place this right here. It will paint underneath it. So when you do remove this, it'll still be like, you know, gone. Okay. So what we want to do with this now is we're going to use that same texture tool, the shrubs. And we're basically just going to apply it on the ends a bit. And we kind of want to just create like a wave or something. Alright. And if we want to change the paint, we can change it to this. I do feel like a mixture of both might be okay. Like, you don't want just, you know, the rocks that look like this. But if you paint this as your base, you can just tap a little bit with the other rock tool and kind of get a mixture of both. And that kind of looks alright. Okay. Next thing you want to do is you want to take your flatten tool and flatten in as much as you can without ruining the divots a bit. Okay. And if you need to create more of the divots, you guys can create more of the divots. So I'm gonna have to do that, so you know, I can bring this one out a bit. Bring this one out a bit, you know, just create the divots itself. Then create the divot right here. kind of do it right here. We don't want it to look too weird where it's, yeah, that's all right. Okay, then we can take our trees and then we can just put them right here going up. So we technically do have our little Gallimimus Valley area. We can put our trees here, these smaller ones. Nice, and then so we have our Gallimimus Valley right here. Okay. The other thing we want to do is we want to actually create our operations area. So I saved this for the end of the video because I knew it was not going to be like a long part of the tutorial. So yeah, we're going to create our operations area. Also, I actually wanted to change something real quick. I wanted to add this dirt pathway, or dirt like texture, going all the way to this gate right here, so it looks like this is the way that you have to go. And then I want to take that all the way to right here with the part tour. Okay, then I can kind of get rid of this a bit. Perfect. So if we go back here, let me just make sure that looks all right. Looks all right. Okay, cool. So we kind of have that like pathway now. We can add these trees on the sides if we want to. Just know that, you know, you're gonna have some of these like higher grasses right there, which can be a little bit annoying, but if you want them, you have to have them there. Okay, so we have our ghetto mountain right here. I wish we could make massive mountains like these. I mean, we can. It's just, it would take up the entire map, and that's really the only issue with it. Okay, so let's go on to our operations area. So this is going to be our operations area where we have a whole bunch of incubations and hatcheries and stuff. The only thing is, if you guys are on console and you guys can't have multiple arrival points, because I used a mod to create the map, but the thing is you don't need a mod with the arrival points, because the arrival points are like a base item in the game, and you only need the mod to place the arrival points. And once they're already placed down, you can just disable the mod or remove the mod or whatever, and you can move them. So I have no mods. Look, I have no mods. I can't place any more arrival points or visitor centers. So you know, I can even look in my fences. I don't have any more fences. I don't have my pathways. But basically, so this is, I'm not using mods, and I'm using this save file. I can still move these around, you know, if they're placed. So since these are base items in the game, you don't have to worry about you needing the mod. But if you're on console, what you can do, it's kind of annoying. If you want to have the helipad right here, you can have the helipad right there. The only thing is, you would probably, if you want to create a functional park, which on console probably is not a good idea unless you create the helipad right here and have like a fake helipad here that you make with some of the decoration tools. But if you create the helipad right there, it'll have a bad rating if it's a functional park, because technically they will have to walk all the way around to over here and all the way around to here. So they're just gonna hate that. So if you want to create a functional park on console, probably just put the arrival point here and create a fake helipad right here. That's the only advice I can give you, unless you want to create a pathway that goes all the way through, but that's not really good unless you want to make it accurate instead of functional. Yeah, anyways, let's create our operations area. So we don't really need a lot of stuff. The only things we need are our response facilities, our medical facilities, and our hatcheries. Okay. So The hatcheries, this is going to be interesting. The hatcheries, you know, we just need a ton of these things. So we can take one and then we can just create a row with the fences. Okay. Again, we probably don't need this many hatcheries. At the max, we probably are going to need 5. But note that you can only move around 5 dinosaurs at one time. So, it will be annoying. I'm gonna go with more than 5 because there is gonna be an episode where I actually incubate all the dinosaurs and show you guys all the dinosaurs and their settings that I'm going with. So, that's the reason why I'm going with that. Okay. You can get rid of that. Cool. And then you can just create our standard path if you guys have a standard path. I know some of you guys have trouble unlocking some of the pathways. You shouldn't need to unlock anything unless you're on a cracked game. Because on sandbox mode they have it that you don't need to unlock the game anymore to get any of the settings. Any of the dinosaurs or any of the things that you need to, or you needed to unlock in the first place. Okay. So we also want to create some response facilities. Again, this is not going to look pretty. This is just going to be like a mega base, basically. Okay. So there's one response facility. 2 response facilities. 3 response facilities. That should be enough. So let's move on to our Paleo medical facilities. Okay, you can go 1, 2. And again, these Paleo medical facilities are just in case the dinosaurs do end up hurting each other, which they really shouldn't. But you know, just in case. Okay, let's get that all the way out like that. And let's bring you all the way out to here. And again, mega base, not really any design attraction or whatever you want to call it. So we can have you go all the way out like that. Have you like that. And then we can just delete this one and then boom. We have that set up. So this is pretty much all we need for this area. What I'm going to do is, so we don't have like this awkward random blank space, I'm just going to put some trees and stuff surrounding it because it can look weird. So I'm just gonna put some trees. Then I'll remove that. And put some trees in the back side of this. Turn on the radius so I can actually get kind of closer to the vehicles. Okay, a little bit more. Alright, cool. Then we can also just create a dirt pathway from here to show that the vehicles actually use the road. It doesn't really need to have any significance. It can just be a dirt pathway for design. Again, this whole area down here is not used for design at all. And I'm just gonna do it like that and then some of this right there. Okay. And then this area is like 100% optional. You can have your incubation area somewhere else. I don't recommend it because, you know, if you do have this random space down here that can be used for anything. And why not just use it for incubation area? So that shows our mecha base basically. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.